All right, let's do this. Hello and welcome everyone to Super Gamecast, your source for video game and video game industry news. My name's Aaron. I'm joined by Bronson. How you doing?
Hey, yeah, it's not. We're going back to the old times. It's just us.
Just the twofer.
Just us, just the two of us. Okay.
Yeah. You know how it is. We've been playing video games. Video games have been happening. Video game news has been happening. Despite our wishes, we said, please stop. Let us end this. And they wouldn't.
Please. So. Nope. They were like, no, you must soldier on. You know. Lord, let me have one more.
Yes. God. Bronson, your birthday was a few days ago.
Yeah, it was.
Nice.
It's a good time.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, I ended up celebrating basically over the entire week except for Wednesday.
Hey, nice.
Because Anthony wanted to go out on Monday, and then my mom gave me money to go out to sushi or another restaurant on Tuesday. So my girlfriend and I did that. And then Wednesday, didn't do anything. Thursday, I went over to my grandfather's. We were supposed to go out to eat, but I ended up just setting up his printer, and he gave me $100 for my birthday.
Here's your printer setting up fee. Get out of here.
Yeah. And then Friday, Stephanie took me out to steak. Nice. And then my girlfriend and I did our thing on Saturday, where we go eat delicious pasta and cheesecake and watch a bunch of America's Game.
Okay.
So
sure.
I really like that series, man.
Yeah, it's a good series. It's good. It's just that's out of left field. But hey,
well, for years I tried to figure out stuff different years. It's just enjoyable.
Yeah,
it was really enjoyable.
That's fine.
And then we finished it with Halo Night.
We sure did. You know? Yep, we did.
I sat on it more, and I'm like, okay, unless Battlefield gets real cheap and I can start getting copies for everybody. Next year, I'm going to say MCC, but like weeks prior, I'm going to tell everyone, and these are the packages, these are the everything.
And the thing is, it didn't even matter for me. I could not control. I could control the menus. I could pause the game and go into settings, but keyboard, mouse, gamepad, nothing.
Yeah, that I don't know what the fuck that was. I'll have to fucking play tech support for that. But god damn it.
I don't know. Verified the integrity of the files. Tried to download the relevant stuff. Didn't matter. And man, if you thought the shitting on Xbox would stop last week, we're still in it. God damn it.
But no, Aaron, this is just the Xbox tax.
Yes. Tax. No, it's right. The future is coming. We'll talk about that plenty. Let's go ahead and get into this first news story here then. Starting with, let's do it. This is from the site we rely heavily on, which is the Video Games Chronicle here. You should support them if you can. But PS6 and the next Xbox console are both aiming for a 2027 release, according to a reliable leaker.
Way too soon.
Right?
Unless they know something about the economy that we don't know. Like, way too soon. Like the thing I want to point out to everyone, that this generation was effectively slowed down by about 2 years because of COVID. Like, people couldn't get their hands on consoles for 2 years. Game releases effectively got delayed 1 to 2 years. Like, just I feel like 2023 is when shit really started to ramp up. And right now we are in the middle of the stride.
Right.
So doing this shit in 2027 seems crazy.
You know, we covered that news story last week of Mark Cerny talking about some things they're figuring out for the next console. And I'm looking at that, and I'm looking at this news story, and like the only thing I can think of is they found something amazing. They need to bring this out.
I I think that you'll be able to optimize better, right? Like, I think you'll be able to do certain things that are in terms of like, I don't know, because like I play, we have a regular PS5 in the living room, and I'll sometimes play games on that, and I have a PS5 Pro, and on both those devices, games look great. Like, I don't need, and like, what are you going to do? I guess you'll get. And me and Anthony always joke about this. I guess you'll get 4K for realsies this time.
Right.
Not upscaled 4K, but for real. And look, native 4K does look better. It does.
Sure.
But like most people, the only people who are noticing are going to be people like me and Anthony. That's such a small segment of your audience. And the thing is the people in the fucking audience who care about that own a fucking computer.
Right. Yeah. No, we were a few weeks ago. We had a news story about how the vast majority of people who play video games are not like us. We're like 4% or something. It's wild.
Like the amount of people who are like, if you are listening to this podcast or any other video game podcast or getting recommended these kind of clips on YouTube, hi if you're new here.
Yeah.
Like you are already in the like 0.01% of the audience. At best, you're in the 4% of the audience that is buying more than 5 games a year. Like, yeah, no, it's what are these people talking about?
Aiming for the latest and greatest in terms of technology, just to get like a little better looking, video game. Like, you are aiming for a niche group that I think is just going to have diminishing returns.
And I think that like that group, well, some of them have money or make compromises or make sacrifices to, fund that. Yeah, like probably, like absolutely. Like I remember when I was, I remember when I was a young man, a far younger man with far less funds, and I was like, yeah, no, I'll go and put in some extra OT or do some stuff to be able to afford, PS4 at launch, as an example. But that's not most people, dude. I recently I went out on Facebook Marketplace to buy a regular Ally X this weekend because I knew people would be offloading them because they bought their new shiny.
Right.
And I was right, because I got one for half of its MSRP, $400. And like the guy didn't wipe anything from the device.
Oh, okay.
Which was so dude, you're lucky you got someone who's nice and didn't just rack up a bunch of money on you and lock you out of your Steam account.
Yeah.
Wipe your stuff. But I was like, I was looking through his like installs, and I'm like, it's like 7 games.
Okay.
And it's like 2K, Call of Duty, Delta Force, Fall Guys, a couple of smaller games, and Spider-Man and Miles Morales.
Yep.
That was what was installed on his ROG Ally X. This person I bought this from, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that tells you that the majority of the audience does not do what we do, where we just rotate a bunch of shit.
Right.
Yeah.
And I understand that like the PC handheld market is something purely because of this portion of the market. So like they have money and that can fund the like such endeavors, but like a full-on console, like I mean, I don't know what the numbers are, but I imagine a decent amount of people who do only get 2 games a year are still helping fund those console sales. And
they are like I am. You look at like the top 10 most popular games on PSN, and then the 60% of the revenue on PSN, it's live service games people have just been playing forever.
Right. Yeah.
Like it's like, oh yeah, we play. And I know people like that who they have a live service game rotation. where they do their Genshin dailies and their Honkai dailies, and then their WoW dailies and their Diablo day, and that's just their week.
Right.
They just live service forever.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But it's not those are also not the people though who are going to go out and buy buy a new PlayStation for $600, $700, even $500. And then I think yeah. And then I think that there's a very important core part of the market that we're not talking about is because consoles don't drop in price anymore, you're missing out on the people who would come in when consoles got cheaper. I bought an Xbox, an original Xbox, when it was $200.
Yeah.
When it dropped in price. I'm pretty sure almost everyone who bought a PS3 bought it when it dropped to $400 or $300.
Right.
It's now though consoles only go up in price. So
yeah.
Get your Switch 2s while you can.
Well, right. It's like, well, what are you expecting in the next couple years here in terms of the economy and how people are getting paid, and what are you hoping to gain here? Unless you're just expecting the first year or so, it's not going to sell well and people are just going to hang on to the older consoles, and then hopefully they drop prices later and that gets people. I don't know. I don't understand the strategy here.
I really do think that they need to bump these out to 2030. I think they need to bump them out to 2030. I think that the current because I don't know anyone who's jonesing for the PS6, let alone whatever the hell the next Xbox is.
Oh, okay. So usually what happens, they announce a console and we hear about the games that are going to be coming to it that you'll be able to experience best on this new console. Imagine a Spider-Man 3 that looks bigger and better than ever. And it's going to be coming out on this new console as well as PS5, because it's it's going to be a couple years of playing on both.
And that's what kind of kills it in my mind. That's what kind of kills it, because I think a big part of why you had to move to the new thing is it's the only place you can play the new thing. It's if you want to play Smash Bros. Melee, you need to get a GameCube.
Well, sure.
Throw your N64 in the trash.
It would be an interesting switch for this generation Switch to be all right, day one, you cannot play this on the old console.
The thing was, Sony was weirdly choosy on the last one. You could only play Demon Souls on the PS5.
Right.
You could only play Ratchet and Clank on the PS5, which I think both of those had to do with technical limitations.
Yeah.
But it's not like they couldn't make scaled down ports of those if they really wanted to. So it's I don't know. I'm almost inclined to pull a Nintendo here and be no, fuck them. Get them to buy the new hardware. If I were running if I was Sony, I would absolutely have them pull a Nintendo and be no, F them, make them buy the new hardware.
And the hope is if people in that 4% or whatever are helping fund the PC handheld market to be what it is, then why not get the next generation started early, make people go into that next generation with a little bit of incentive of here is a next gen title that is only next gen, to get that 4% to start going in, and then hope momentum builds.
That would have to be one hell of a title. That would have to be I don't know. I can't even picture a game that would drive that. Fortnite 2.
Well, I mean, they're already working on. They already got the new Souls game getting made there.
Oh yeah, that would be really funny if they. Oh man, if you want to talk about the funniest possible scenario, FromSoft's next new Soulsborne game, Bloodborne 2, PS5 or PS6 only launch title.
Yeah.
Oh, the funniest thing I can imagine. The salt would be so real.
The
just like
would
when
would be big, and they would pay it.
Yeah. It's just like when Bayonetta 2 was Wii U only.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
but like that's the thing. Like I think there are people who are funding this industry who have more money to burn than we anticipate, and I wonder if they're just thinking maybe for the early leg of this, we're going to rely on them and get people used to the PS6 being out. And
I get so. I guess my question is, how much do you think a PS6 is at launch? how much? How much do you think?
I don't like to think about it. If we're raising prices now on PlayStation, like I just you are making I feel like you're making bets on what people are making, 2030 wise, because again, you can rely on that group that has more money than they know what to do with to burn on video games for that first bit. But if you're trying to eventually build towards the average person, dog, we're not going to have money. Like the way things are going, it's not looking good. 2027 does not look good.
No, and I'm sitting here like thinking to myself, like, okay, what is, because okay, a PS5 right now is $550, a PS5 Pro is $750, right? And you're like, okay, let's assume that the price on those things go down just because they're getting easier and easier to manufacture. Let's say that you shop $100 off both of those, so you're looking at $450 and you're looking at $650. So what do you drop a PS6 at? Do you drop it at $800? Is that the start point? Is that the starting point?
I don't know, man. This is I think this is insane to think about, but
I don't know. I
wonder how this works. Yeah, they're aiming for 2027. They could push. They always have the option to push.
And I mean, to be fair, supposedly PlayStation in particular is looking at three different SKUs. They're gonna have a hybrid handheld. They're gonna have like a Series S, less powerful, and then the actual PlayStation 6. So
it could maybe work. I don't know.
Have
three different. If those prices are like different, and we're talking, between 400 and 800, I could see it maybe being all right.
Yeah, like I think that's the route you have to go. I think that I think that's what makes sense, because there's not anything else I can think of where you can do otherwise, because I think 800's already pushing it, but that's the price of a PS5 Pro with a disc drive. So like and that sold well enough. And then I'm like, okay, and then you have your Series S equivalent at like a 500, and then you can have your handheld at 500, I guess. That makes sense, sort of.
Yeah, and then normally there would be a competition issue where you have Sony and Microsoft battling with each other to get the first console for each person, but Microsoft continues to be on this downhill tumble. So like this whole time we've been talking about PlayStation. So
I think that none of us have any intent to buy Xbox hardware at this point.
Yeah, I don't know how. I don't think that's going to go well for them. We still need to see the numbers on this ROG Ally sale now that it's just come out. But
well, yeah, that's Asus hardware, though, as we'll talk about later.
It is. It really is. I think we're just continuing. I think Xbox console talk for 2027 is.
Hold on. We got a comment in the chat.
Comment.
$600, 1440p, 120 FPS, back compat with PS1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get mass adoption. then an 8K 30, 4K 60 Pro version 3 years later for $800.
3 years later.
The pros do come out typically 3 years later.
Do they? Okay.
That's optimistic, my guy. That's really optimistic. That I want you to be right. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like I want you to be correct.
600 for a new console would be nice. But like also, I don't know what is PS5? They doing 1440p?
Yeah, that's kind of where PS5 is at. PS5 is kind of 1440p, 30 to 60, depending on the game.
But I think, but I also think, the average consumer is not really seeing or caring as much beyond that.
What the average consumer wants is like it to look good and run at 60.
Right. There's not even necessarily a number. Just like look good and smooth.
Yeah. So, if you can use scalers to make it look good to most people at 60, then fuck it, run it at 720p. Like people like us will notice, sure.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're the majority. I think that's really apparent. Like Anthony and I notice when you're using upscaling to secondly look at hair. That is not most people.
Sure, yeah.
Like that is not the majority of the audience.
Right. I don't know. I think that looks pretty good to me if they can pull that off. But I'm certainly not. And again, this is 2025. We're talking about release in 2027. I'll say 2025 me is like I'm not looking to buy another console for a while here, man. This is. But they're a company. They're a business. They got to start building that console. What that next console looks like right now, I understand. But
for me, it depends on what kind of games they're offering at launch. Like if they, sure. I'm trying to.
This goes back to hey, here's a must-play game.
Well, like I'm trying to think of what they could have. What Sony? I guess a Ghost of a game at launch would get me to buy pretty early. Spider-Man 3 would probably get me to hop on that bandwagon.
God of War?
It depends on the setting.
Sure.
Depends on the setting. But yeah.
Resistance 4.
Yes, day one. I will go out. I will buy a PS6 and I will buy the living room a PS6. And I will buy 2 copies.
Man. Yeah. I don't know. It feels soon, but of course it's 2 years out from the supposed release date, which could easily be delayed. Could easily. You never know when some country will invade Taiwan and things get thrown out of control. So.
Oh,
All right. Well.
Goodbye, friends. I have no connection to this world. I'm gonna go kill myself. That's what it reminds me of.
We'll see what happens. They got a plan because that's just what they do. Makes sense. All right, let's go ahead and get to this next news story here. The next Xbox should be stronger than PS6, but more expensive, report claims.
Yeah, so Moore's Law is dead, who has been a very, very reliable tech leaker for pretty much all technology, but especially for AMD. The AMD Magnus APU combines a CPU and GPU on a single chip, will be the largest one ever used in a game console, according to the YouTuber, who claims it will be 46% larger than the one already planned for the PS6. The result claims that this next Xbox is likely more powerful than a PS6, but will naturally cost more money as a consequence. As per previous speculation, Microsoft is reportedly positioning the next Xbox console to be a hybrid system capable of not only playing games on the Xbox Store, but also games on other stores. It should be stronger than the PS6, but at the same time will be more expensive because of the larger size and the use of bridge dies and likely larger RAM capacity compared to the PS6. And which wants to work as a PC console hybrid. Stressing that it doesn't know the confirmed clock yet, Microsoft pushed it to its limits. Don't forget that even in extreme situation, the next gen Xbox, though faster, is probably less of a difference than even the Xbox One X to the PS4 Pro. So most true console gamers won't care if they're gaming on a big TV. screen on a couch. He noted that most differences will be noticeable on a monitor rather than a television. For example, if given the PS6 game was running 4K 120 with ray tracing on, it would have to use FSR4 to get there. Magnus would instead do 4K 120 and do like 4K 144. It could do 20% higher frames. He says the next Xbox console will be between $800 and $1,200. Bro.
So, all right. I don't know. Xbox has been in a hard. It's been between a rock and a hard place when it comes to pricing. Like they went all in on Game Pass and trying to be the cheapest option in gaming, and hasn't worked out for them. I could see them going the other way, but it kind of centers on their problem, which is not addressed by any of these things.
So some other comments from this is going to be viewed, I believe, as a cost-optimized mass-produced device that can potentially put OEMs and pre-builts overcharging for their gaming desktops in check. For example, let's say Asus wants to sell you a pre-built with a 4070 for $2,500. They could possibly get away with something like that. They can't possibly get away with that if there's an Xbox console that runs some full version of Windows 11 that has an RTX 5080 or better around. I mean, this goes back to what I've been thinking, which is just Microsoft just trying to shepherd their users over to PC. And
it's a weird way to go about it, but yeah.
Well, like that's what this feels like, and that's what the price on it feels like, getting you used to paying PC prices.
Right.
That said, I don't know anyone in the console audience who's going to spend $1,200 to $1,500 and not just say, screw it, I'll spend a couple extra $100 to get a really bitchin' PC and not be locked to Microsoft's bullshit.
That's what it looks like to me.
But
I don't.
Man, that
I don't have a response. I really don't. I just go ahead, go for it, Xbox. Do it.
Do it.
What you've been doing hasn't been working. Do something else. Sure.
Just keep screwing up. Keep screwing up in new and inventive ways because it gives us content.
I don't know. At this point, if you're not going to put out the games, like just try everything but that.
Yeah, they put out Keeper came out this week. It's really good.
Sure.
It's really good. Keeper's really good from everything I've seen. So, hey, everybody, just have Tim Schafer run Xbox. There you go. There you go.
I don't know. I'm worried about putting anyone ahead of Xbox at this point. I feel like it poisons you.
Do you think the next Xbox console will come with an optical drive? That's a good question.
You think they do an optional thing the way PlayStation does?
So it kind of depends. If it's going to be able to play your Xbox games like 360, original Xbox, even Xbox One, they kind of have to.
Right.
So they have to give you the option. I don't think they'll make it a default piece, but I definitely think they'll make it optional. Then again, I set up the Xbox full screen experience on my ROG Ally-X this week, and I went into the section where it's like, oh, show me my whole library on this thing, and it shows me even my 360 games that'll work on it, and you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this. So it says, oh, Gears of War 3 never got a PC port. Why is this listed here? I click on it. Subscribe to stream.
Try to active reload on that. Shit.
My credit card jammed.
Man. They keep wanting to make that work, man. I don't know.
Just stop trying to make cloud gaming happen.
But like, okay, so the way Game Pass has been crashing, I think they're putting their money on making cloud work, and I don't think it's fully sufficiently crashed yet for them.
It's like the thing is, it's like because it's an afterthought. And the thing is, it's not even the best cloud service. That's GeForce Now. So it's like just a fucking clown show. Everything about what Microsoft is doing right now is a fucking clown show.
It'd be cool if they could make that cloud thing work. That would be fantastic.
It would be great. If they can get that to next to no latency and looking amazing, like yeah, that shit would be magic.
Yeah.
But they keep putting out games that are being delayed and underperforming, with rare exceptions like Keeper. You know, they have stupidly expensive hardware for what it is, and now they partnered to do this handheld. And you know, they're trying to move their audience PC, but their audience doesn't want to because PC is expensive or lose or all of their library. You know, because like, you know, if you bought Geometry Wars on your 360 and you love that game and you want to play it on your new Xbox handheld, oh well, just pay us $10 a month to stream it. Yeah, fuck you, give us money. That's honestly Microsoft's motto. Fuck you, give us money.
Look, man, you know, I understand.
You can control your computer and your OS that you paid for? Well, fuck you, give us money. You know?
I mean, with Microsoft as a whole, like they've worked really hard to make it so you don't have many other options. The game space is a different story entirely.
Yes, well, depending on what it is, like, okay, Windows, yes, there are not a lot of viable alternatives for every possible use case. You are correct. But, like, you know, if you really don't want to use, like, unless you're doing really big stuff, you can get away with the Google Suite as an Office replacement, you know, as an example of a Microsoft product. You can use AWS instead of Azure.
Yeah.
If you're setting up like server environments, you could like no, you know, but that's also fuck you, give us money is also part of Microsoft's whole. They spend a whole bunch of money to be anti-competitive.
Right.
You know, like that's why they can say fuck you, give us money.
Exactly. No, 100%.
You know. It's just that they're trying to run that strategy in gaming where they're incompetent.
Yeah, they've been in a bad position to try and pull that for a very long time, and you know what we've seen over the years is that you need to have a ridiculous control over your where you're at versus your competitors, and no one's really had that position.
Because like I think people are willing to jump. Like I think that Valve is the closest because God forbid you make an excellent product that people want to use constantly, and
weird.
Well, here we are.
Yeah.
You know, like oh man, you make it so that like I can use my full library as long as it doesn't have weird issues with anti-cheat on my Steam Deck easily. That's awesome.
But like Gabe Newell leaves, retires, or otherwise is just gone, and someone else comes in and they'd start doing this nonsense. Like, yeah, we have a lot of games on Steam. We'll want to maintain that, but I think people underestimate the amount of people that would just be like, all right, I'm going somewhere else.
Yeah, I think that, and the thing is, there's always going to be diehards. Like, I have people who I know, and Duncan has these people too, where they're on your friends list and they're still on Xbox, like the last Japanese soldier in World War II on the island.
Right.
And they haven't gotten the memo yet that they should leave. You know, they think the war is still going, and the war is not still going.
Right.
Stopped a long time ago.
Yep. Yeah.
So
I don't know, man. good luck. If this is what's coming out in 2027, 2028, good luck to you and whatever you're actually planning with this. That's all I got to say on that.
Yep.
All right. Next story.
Hardware that came out today, though, or this week.
That's right.
Not today. Jesus.
Yeah, this week. What came out? The Asus
Xbox out. Oh yeah, sorry. Say the full name. Give it the full name.
Asus Republic of Gamers Xbox Ally X. So, name. We're gonna put giant bomb footage. Dan Reichert and Jeff Bakalar were checking it out, so we're just gonna have that up there. But we're gonna be talking about people have been getting their hands on this thing. And how have the reviews been for this, Bronson?
Wildly mixed.
Okay.
Some people really like the extra power and the form factor is really good. Some people really like the ergonomics, with that form factor. There's a lot of nice things people are saying. The problem is it's expensive for one.
Yeah.
It's it's $1,000.
The higher tier one. Yeah.
The higher tier one, and then the lower tier one isn't really an upgrade over stuff now.
Right.
And it's $600, but you can get a Ally X if you try hard enough for anywhere from 3 to 5, actually, if you go on Facebook Marketplace and wheel and deal a bit.
Okay.
So, and then the thing I love about this thing is in the market. Have you seen the box for this thing?
No.
It is barely Xbox branded.
Yeah.
It is amazing. It has one Xbox logo on the front. It's very tiny. And then it's in the name. But if you saw this on a shelf, you would just assume, and didn't look closely, you just be like, oh, it's just a standard PC handheld.
Which actually might be, might be the smart play.
Yeah, Asus knows, we're stuck with this contract. We just play it out. Just play it out. But yeah, reviews have been very mixed. There's been a lot of people saying, yeah, it's a good device, but it's a terrible Xbox.
Sure.
It's not user friendly, which is the main selling point that they listed for it. It's this thing is going to make mobile Windows a good experience.
Right.
They're going to make a good Xbox. And oh boy, it's not that. It's in fact, I was reading the reviews and I was like, man, I was so right about this OS. It's stupid. So I'm gonna read a couple of Blue Sky and Twitter posts that I saw regarding this, and I'm going to read part of Jeff's first impressions. Jeff Gerstmann of the Jeff Gerstmann Show. You may know a name you can trust.
Sure. Yes.
Yes. So, Jeff, quote, I've mostly been dealing with Windows setup, Windows updates, and a bunch of firmware updates. Windows eventually updates to 25H2, though it ended up downloading a zillion updates before that because 25H2 install failed out the first time I tried to do it. On first launch, I immediately got caught in a full-screen browser window with more detailed error messages that it was throwing. Unfortunately, it wouldn't let me out of that screen, and tapping the touchscreen just made it make the Windows error sound. Cycling power got me out of this. It's a good first unboxing experience with your new handheld, by the way. It's a real good, welcome to the new Xbox experience. The new Xbox proper experience that I'm sure, you're having a great time with.
Great time. Doing good.
Great time. After the update, Windows 11 completely ditched my fingerprint. The power button is also a fingerprint sensor. And PIN code. This left me completely unable to log into Windows 11 for a bit. Tossed up a, hey, you need to tap here and set a new PIN code message. But there wasn't anything to tap. And tapping all those words on the screen itself initially didn't do anything. So I did a bootleg install of this on my regular Ally X, and I had a very similar experience.
Okay.
By the way.
Great.
I managed to get it to function by power cycling it, but anyway,
All right.
After finger blasting the screen with my index finger for about 10 seconds and shouting, "Are you fucking kidding me?" the pin reset screen eventually showed up. However, that screen isn't built for controller input. Also true. I constantly... Oh, this is a fun one. Every time that I try to use the controller to input my pin, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Cool. Good.
And I just have to use the touch. And when it doesn't, I just have to use the touchscreen.
Unbelievable.
And the little shortcut that's supposed to pull up the software keyboard didn't work. So I had to fumble around with a USB-C keyboard and plug that in to get it to accept the pin. Still not sure if it has my fingerprint in there somewhere now that I think about it. Yep.
Yeah, sure. Fine.
So yeah, and then he briefly talks about how it's really powerful, like it runs Skate at 60 FPS, mostly all the way turned up. Ball X Pit runs great. But ultimately, I think this entire interface and the entire method of interacting with a copy of Windows 11 isn't anywhere near close to ready for the average player, especially anyone fooled into thinking this is an Xbox. The interface is sometimes sluggish, occasionally unresponsive, and I found myself getting thrown into menus here and there that simply aren't optimized for 2 analog sticks and a touchscreen. Armory Crate, Ace's built-in configuration tool, lets you swap the controls over to desktop mode, letting you fake a mouse cursor with the analog sticks, but this feels exactly as cumbersome as it sounds. I actually didn't have that much of a problem with that.
Okay.
Out of all the things I can bitch about, that one actually wasn't as bad to me.
All right.
The Steam Deck feels just light years ahead of this device when it comes to the user experience and available controls, and I'd say it's actually kind of embarrassing that this thing shipped in this state. Some of this is the nature of the beast, right? It's a new segment, still a new type of device that hasn't reached mainstream popularity, but it'll never get there with interfaces like this. It's a proper chicken and the egg problem, but if Microsoft thinks that Windows-based machines are the future of Xbox, they have a lot of work to do.
Which, all right.
Which, yeah, naturally, a lot of these growing pains are things you'll only see when you're setting up the device at first. But that does suck.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be clear. Like, I booted up I got an Ally X used, and like after wiping it, you have to go through the full fucking Windows setup process.
Right.
Like, I have to decline using Office 365 on my gaming handheld. This is stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, setting up between you getting used to the quirks of the interface, you'll eventually just get things set up the way you like. You won't have to dick around with it as much once you get rolling. That's where I need to get before I continue, so I'll let you know how that goes. Either way, I think this thing is really hard to recommend at $1,000, even if they nailed the interface and the UX. That's a whole lot of money for something that, yes, it is more powerful than a Steam Deck, but how many truly powerful PC games are you looking to run on a handheld right now? If you just need a Ball X Pit machine and want to play Mega Bonk or Hades 2 on the go, a Steam Deck is cheaper and easier to use. This is clearly a bump up, but so far it doesn't feel like a generational leap in terms of power above the Steam Deck. And then he says more on this next week, and he talks about different quirks. The Xbox app, the main thing, it loses focus sometimes. The controls don't work if an app isn't in focus. So sometimes you just have to tap the screen to refocus. Yep, that's annoying when you swap apps. If you lose controller support and you have to tap, that's annoying.
Great.
Launching games from Steam occasionally causes a terminal window. The dedicated button for Armory Crate makes it way less of a burden than it was on the original Ally. Oh yes. This we talked about in pre-release, but if you drop to desktop, you're given the option to swap back to the Xbox full screen experience, but it comes with a performance hit that the system recommends you reboot instead.
Oh, cool. Great.
Yeah, this thing is... The reviewers who tried to run Cyberpunk at max settings say they got 3 hours max from the battery. Jeez. Oh, I would say that's optimistic, but, yeah, that's... so... yeah, and then my own personal experience with this particular OS has been it loves to fight with other overlays for control of the overlays.
Right.
So like Big Picture and Xbox Full Screen Experience and Armory Crate are all fighting for your attention when you pull them up individually. And that sucks. My first experience of this was when I pressed the Ally button and it also pulled up Game Bar.
Oh,
which that was cool.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. So yeah, and then Dan Reichert was gonna play some ROG Ally X while I watch AEW, but I guess not because it had the pin glitch. It had the pin glitch again.
Good.
So yeah,
man. Yeah. This is rocky.
yeah.
Comment said reviewers tried to run Cyberpunk at max settings, said they got 3 hours max on the battery.
Yeah, which that's all it is. Like, I think that if you're gonna max out Cyberpunk, like, yeah, you're gonna get 2 to 3 hours on any one of these.
Really, on all of them?
Even the
all right.
Yeah, even the Switch 2. The Switch 2, I think I got 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Damn. Okay. Then yeah. I guess if you're trying to get the max of max Cyberpunk settings, it's like our new Crisis almost. Like
it is. It is literally the first game I used to benchmark my computer I built this year.
Okay. Yeah.
Dan Reichert did figure out a solution to this pin problem, though.
Okay.
So he's like, okay, I figured out a solution to this problem, and he grabs the system, moves it to the right, and then pulls down his Steam Deck. So
okay. Yep.
And then someone responded, I had to plug in a mouse and keyboard to get past this, but your way is better. So
things are going well. It's going well.
Yeah, it's just like I cannot recommend any of these handhelds over a Steam Deck unless you are in the camp who you just need that power because you're playing bigger 3D games all the time, and I mean stuff like Borderlands, Outer Worlds, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or you just have compatibility issues with Steam Deck, like you're playing Destiny and COD, and just stuff that will not work due to compatibility and not because of performance.
Right.
Like those are the 2 places where I'm just like, yeah. I've been enjoying that. Like I've been enjoying being able to finally play Dragon Ball FighterZ on a PC handheld.
Yeah, sure.
That's been nice. But is it paying an additional minimum $350, maximum $600 nice? Extra? No.
Okay. Well, so all right. So that's happening right now. I guess we'll keep hearing impressions from people as things go on.
We got a comment again. Wait till they find out they won't be able to play GTA 6 on that thing. I've seen mass returns about that launch. Oh yeah, because I am sure there are plenty of people who are going to load into the full screen experience, click on a game that is only on the console side of things, and see the giant words "subscribe now." Like if I didn't know, because what I thought was going to happen is I booted into it and it would say unavailable on this Xbox app, whatever the hell, when I saw Gears 3 on there.
Yeah.
And then what actually ended up happening is them just asking me to pay for the fancy tier of Game Pass. so yeah, I don't. Yeah, this device is very half-baked. I guess if you really want the most powerful PC handheld, because you want the best-looking PC handheld, get your games run as best as possible on PC handheld, this is here for you. And technically what you could do is you could install Bazite on it and solve this entire Windows problem altogether.
Sure.
There you go. There's your solution. Just install SteamOS and tell Microsoft to go fuck themselves.
Yep. So that's where we're at. We'll keep an eye on what's going on with them as time goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord. Xbox president had some things to say about what's going on with pricing for this device, as well as other things going on with Xbox.
Yeah. So Miss Sarah Bond. She a lot of people have been upset about the price on this new Xbox handheld because it's crazy expensive, even by the standards of PC handhelds. Like the Ally X was $800, and that was already like pricey.
Right.
But still, like it was doable. But this thing is $1,000. And her response was pretty great. Sarah Bond tells Variety that the price tags for the Ally and Ally X were determined with guidance from the manufacturer, ASUS, based on features. We looked at how do we create multiple options for people, and it really was ASUS, because this is their hardware, Bond said Thursday during a launch event for the Ally devices. This is all of their insight into the market, into the feature set, into what people want to determine the ultimate price of the devices. Despite the steep price, Bond says that when pre-orders opened on September, the reaction was overwhelming for demand for the device. We sold out on the Xbox Store, we sold out quickly at a number of other places around the world, and I feel good about the value we're giving gamers for the price based off the recent reception to hardware. Says, and I'm just like, dude, way to just throw your partner under the bus.
I don't know.
Way to just take your part. I don't know, dude. That's.
I think this is just. They're just taking a step to. Yeah, we're removing a little bit more of ourselves each day from the hardware aspect of all of this.
I see if it see the thing is, if this thing was like priced affordably, I would say then yeah, that's just them being cool to ASUS and being like, yeah, we're away from hardware on our end. But this just feels like, oh, we need to throw the negative part of this thing at ASUS because
this negative thing is not our fault.
Yeah.
No. We get burned on a lot, but this thing was not us.
This one wasn't us. This one wasn't us. It was them. Yeah.
But
she
like,
says,
okay, like if it's a again, top of the line PC handheld, then I suppose it would be worth the price if the thing was a bit more stable on the dealing with Xbox and all.
Yeah, if its UI didn't give you cancer. The thing that actually drives me crazy about it, though, is the fact that every time that I boot it up from cold boot is the fact that I have to enter a Windows pin.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's still, it doesn't, like, because when I load on the Steam Deck, it just gives me the home page. It's like a console. This is like, no, Windows.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yep. Yeah.
All right.
It's okay. She talks about other things, right? I was looking at.
Yeah, she said pre-launch results are real confirmation that we know, and we have been working towards something for a really long time. Gaming should act like all entertainment should be something you can have with you anywhere. And then, she talks about, they worked with ASUS to develop the Ally line of handhelds to really be able to transform the experience and take it to the next level in a way that we could do partnered much quicker and in a much more innovative way than we could individually with what each of us were doing. The first step was prioritizing the ergonomic design. We took everything we knew about what makes a controller, what it actually feels like for things to work in a variety of hand sizes, what it feels like to play for 3 hours, and worked on ergonomics of the device to make it super comfortable. Then they started to... The team's next call was to call Microsoft's PC department. We partnered with the Windows team to think about the Windows experience on the device and to make sure it was optimized. There isn't a keyboard on this. We had to optimize it for a controller and touch all the way through the user experience. You failed. All the way through jumping into your games. So Windows is actually built to run on a handheld. It doesn't feel like it. And on the form factor and on something that is especially built for gaming. That it does. You do get a performance bump from running this OS. Just not as much as you'd get from running Bazite.
Right.
Yeah. Because you still have the Windows bullshit in the background.
Right.
Some of it. Yeah, so... And then, she talks about how we want to make sure gamers have choice and, they're 100% looking at making things in the future. We have our next-gen hardware in development. We're looking at prototyping designs. We've announced partnerships with AMD, all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. They talk about how they helped with, all right, here's how to make this feel good in the hands. And here's, help with trying to integrate Windows into this. And, whether they're successful or not, obviously, it's up to debate right now, but they seem to be involved in making this work to a degree, but
and I do want to add they can make this better.
Okay.
I do want to add that they can improve this OS. They can make this a better experience. Will they? I don't know. I'm gonna keep messing around with it and futzing around with it and like updating it to see if it's worth using. But like, it's gonna
take some work.
At least for the way they advertised it and talked about it at launch, like this thing is, in the sense of its UI and the way that works, is a disappointment.
Yeah.
So
it's I don't know. Good luck to them. Is all I can say at this point. Like, Microsoft as a company will continue to do well regardless of how all this goes. Asus will continue to do well. They got
that Azure money, baby. They got that Azure money. They got that OpenAI money.
Yeah.
They got the economic Ouroboros of NVIDIA investing, or Oracle investing in NVIDIA, and then NVIDIA investing in Oracle, or whatever the hell it is.
Whatever it is.
So
I'm looking at 2 more tabs in front of us that say Microsoft is the first word. I'm tired. All right. Let's find out what this next story is.
The beatings will continue until morale improves.
Microsoft denies claims that Target and Walmart stores are removing Xbox products from shelves. So, okay, so we were having trouble with Costco and Sam's Club. I believe Sam's Club was a real
those
thing,
are done.
Right?
Those were both done.
Yeah,
they're done there. They are done at the warehouse stores.
Right. But some people started spreading some rumors. I think like a couple employees at a couple of these were like, yeah, we don't have any Xbox stuff here. But
yeah, Reddit user JWad posted on the gaming Reddit page on Saturday night claiming that he worked for Target and their store was no longer selling Xbox games. On Wednesday, the Target I work for removed all Xbox games. I'm pretty sure it's store-wide, they claimed. All games have been discontinued, most likely Go Planets. And then after all these years, it's weird saying only Nintendo. Yeah, they, talking about it. And then another person followed it up. Dustin Legili questioned the claim, saying both his local Walmart and Target that neither heard anything about Xbox being removed. They called Walmart, same thing. And then, let's see. And then former Xbox Live director of programming, Major Nelson, who left Microsoft 2023, said, all I will know is I went to a couple of Targets and GameStop stores this week and did find Xbox hardware and games for sale.
Yeah.
And then Microsoft posted a statement to Windows Central denying that they're leaving those spaces. Hey, turns out not everything you read on the internet is real.
And that's the real lesson here is like you don't want to get sucked into the shitting on someone to the point where you'll just believe anything that gets thrown out there.
Yes, but on the other side, that was a story that was very believable.
That's the problem. Is all right. That would be ridiculously huge if that was the case, but coming off of Costco not stocking them makes you wonder.
Yeah, like it makes you think from it. Like if they said that about PlayStation, you'd be like, "Well, that's ridiculous."
Right.
That's a lie. That's obvious a lie.
Yeah.
Same name with Nintendo, but like the fact that Costco dropped them, you have to sit there and wonder, like, oh, okay, well, I mean,
are the numbers that
I guess
bad?
Maybe. It's bad enough for Walmart, who carries everything.
Mm-hmm.
From guns to food to, the most random bullshit you can imagine. Are they on that list? So.
Yeah. No, they're good. Yeah. They're all right for right now.
Yep. You can still buy your $800 2 terabyte Xbox.
No. Is my response to that.
I just looked over to the camera and saw your face right after I said it.
Nope. All right. Let's move on to the next story. All right, here we go. Microsoft support for Windows 10 officially ends back on your birthday on the 14th. But a third of
Happy
Steam
birthday!
players...
The last good version of Windows dies.
A third of Steam players are still using Windows 10.
Yeah,
including me.
it's yeah, I built a new computer, so I moved.
Yeah.
But that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks super hard.
Yep.
There's no reason to kill this OS. Nothing they're doing in Windows 11 actually is a meaningful upgrade. If anything, it's more annoying and you have less control over your computer unless you want to go strip a bunch of bullcrap out, and it's less performant. So, and I guarantee you that a lot of these people are going to ride it until Windows forces them off. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about, I was given a laptop that can't play a whole lot of video games or anything, but like it's a laptop, it works. I was thinking about playing around with installing a Linux system on it and seeing how it goes.
Yeah, I'd say go for it. Have fun with it.
See how, because I'm honestly I'm pretty tech illiterate. I'm obviously part of, I'm surrounded by people who talk about tech, so I gleam a little bit here and there, but I'm not, I walk between the planes, and I wonder how well I could take to the more user-friendly Linux experience.
Yeah, I think something like Mint or Bazite would be good options. I'd say definitely do some homework before you commit to whatever version you're going to take.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah.
No,
that's all I think about when I see this is like, I'm sure eventually one of my computers will just end up with Windows 11. Like it will be forced into being, but got me thinking.
I'm like held hostage by very specific things.
Right.
I'm held hostage by World of Warcraft.
Mm-hmm.
I'm held hostage by I am held hostage by just several different applications that work either don't work on Linux, or they're like DaVinci Resolve where they work on Linux but you don't get access to a bunch of codecs. So I'm like sitting here held hostage by goddamn Windows and Microsoft.
Yep.
So,
the way they win is by making sure that other competitors can't compete.
I mean, Linux is open source, so I mean, it's just a matter of, it's Linux is the ultimate chicken and the egg problem, because even if you had the perfect user-friendly distro of Linux going, there's no company to go out there and be like, well, besides Valve, because Valve loves Linux, to go out there and say, you should partner with us to support Linux. So developers have to do it of their own accord. I don't mean game developers. I mean like the people who make Resolve and the people who make all this shit.
Yeah.
They have to do it of their own accord, and they won't do it of their own accord unless enough people swap, and not enough people will swap unless enough people are on Linux.
Right.
And it just creates an ever-running circle forever. Is the problem there? So
yeah, the only thing I see is like, Valve becomes a champion for people learning and adopting Linux, and then those people, when Windows 11 has a problem or the next Windows has a problem, there's a portion of the internet out there being like, here's how you can easily do it.
Yeah, the big issue I see with Linux is either people not wanting to use the terminal.
Right.
That's the first issue. Or them like having to use scripts for everything, and then using a script where they can't, they're illiterate, so they're not going to check what the script actually does by reading it.
Right.
And then it fries their computer forever. So my favorite Linux meme forever is the Windows. No, you can't delete Internet Explorer Edge. It's a critical system. And then Linux. I'm gonna delete the bootloader. Lol. Okay, do it.
Right. Yeah.
So.
So we'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
Great. We'll see what happens.
So yeah.
All right. We got 2 more news stories. Let's go ahead and hit these.
Let's do it.
Battlefield 6 has become the biggest launch in series history, selling 7 million in 3 days.
Hey, they're 7% of the way there to their goal.
I know. Look at that. In 3 days, they'll make it in no time.
Yep.
I liked their commercial where they got a bunch of celebrities and then killed them off immediately. A little Call of Duty fun.
Yeah, that was pretty great. I love that. I love the shit out of this game. It's super fun. It is super well made. It might be the most cinematic. I'm not counting Helldivers because that's it's co-op. But it might be the most cinematic multiplayer shooter I've ever played. Every match, like, yeah, I'm getting owned a lot of the time, but I'm also like feeling like I'm in a war zone. Like, I played Medic on Thursday afternoon, and I'm just running around like crazy with the defibs, resin people, trying to avoid getting shot. I don't really have time to pull out my gun because I have to keep getting people up. So I'm just like, I'm basically fucking creating Hacksaw Ridge as everything blows up and gunshots are all around me. Oh, man, so good.
Like, I don't care if I'm bad at it, because I'm bad at most games. If I'm having a blast just running around in the world, that's all I need.
Yeah, then I think you probably have a good time. I really, there's a lot of stuff I really enjoyed there with it. So yeah, I'm loving this game. I'm glad that it's gotten these big sales, the big sales going on with it. Yeah.
All right. Well, fantastic. Yeah, good for Battlefield. See how things keep going.
I also like how casual friendly it is.
Really?
That's another thing I will give it. Yeah, because you can just be an engineer, find tanks and hang around with tanks and repair them.
Okay.
Well, like that can be your, like, I've done whole matches and I've gotten like placed high because of it, where I'm just next to a tank.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. I like it. All right. Well, fantastic. Good for Battlefield. Hey, we got one more Battlefield story.
We do. Yay.
All right. Hey, Battlefield 6 hits EA's highest ever concurrent player count on Steam, beating Apex Legends.
Well deserved.
And 14th highest ever peak for a game in Steam history.
Once again, well deserved. I'm not surprised by looking at my friends list. Like, my friends list on Steam, a very large chunk of it is playing this game. I am encouraging anyone who plays multiplayer shooters to play this game. This game has only been out for 19 days at this point, and there is someone on my friends list who has 160 hours in it.
All right. Yeah. Yep.
Just been living in Battlefield. Yeah. No.
I suppose that's the end of our news, I think. So we might as well go into what we've been playing.
Yeah. Hey, well, did you play anything?
So I played some stuff. I would actually like to start with what you've been playing, just to start here.
Okay. Well, I told you I messed around with the Xbox Ally thing. So I've been playing a bunch of Battlefield, and I said during that story, it's been like the most cinematic shooter I've ever seen in my life. Like, I'll be running through a field, someone will shoot down a jet, it'll be like blow right past me. I'll go, Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
that's
right.
Yeah, it's been awesome. It's been super awesome. Like I said, if you like a multiplayer shooter, it's so good.
Okay, good.
So there's that, and then the next thing is Dragon Ball FighterZ got that new patch, and I played some this week.
That's right. So okay, so I've been hearing some broken stuff about this patch. What is going on?
So they saw like Hyper Dragon Ball fighting or like Marvel 2 and were like, bet. Is the impression that I got from playing it. Because man, the amount of like every character has a TOD now.
Okay.
It's fucking stupid. It's so stupid. Every character has modified moves at this point with like massive amounts of hit stun. Like there is a video on the DBFC Reddit of what people are calling lore accurate UI Goku. And it is the most broken shit in the world. By the way, being in Sparking builds meter now.
Oh.
So that's cool. Yeah, no, and they've like just modified people's moves to be insane. So like UI Goku, his little shuffle behind you thing isn't just a counter now. It can be used as a combo extender.
Okay.
That shit's fucking crazy. Blue Goku can teleport whenever he wants. So that shit's fucking insane. Just yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. Everything is nuts. Oh god. Oh yeah, no. Super Saiyan Goku can just chain Kamehamehas into Super Dash and Kamehameha Super over and over and over again.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, they just said and it's so goddamn broken. It's so unbelievably broken that like every time I am playing it, I'm just like, I don't know if I can keep up with this game anymore.
Oh, really? Wow.
Like I feel like I'm playing more, like I'm still good because I have like fundamentals, like I know I can bait reads and shit. But some of that stuff I'm seeing in this game, I was like, oh Christ.
Right.
Yeah, I'm glad it's back though. I'm glad the king has returned.
I was gonna say, yeah, you've been playing.
Yes, not much. I think I only put about an hour or two in this week, but yes, I have been playing.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, and then and then my mess adventures with the Ally X and getting it running, and that was
something, huh?
Yeah, that was. But hey, I got it running and it's working, and I'm gonna drive it for a while and see how that experience is.
Okay.
And then probably be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go back to my Steam Deck unless a game isn't compatible with it.
Right. Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll keep on that, and I'm trying to set up for...
I need to show you a DBFC clip I just saw.
Okay. All right.
This is hilarious, and it has to be in the show.
Okay.
Posting it in general in the private.
Let me see.
Slide to the left. Slide to the right.
General here. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna pull this over. I'm doing producer things right now. Give me a second.
Producer things.
Is this gonna work? I'm gonna move this over to video. We're doing good. It's all right. It's all right. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Capture this? No, not.
I like how the third comment on this clip, everybody is, I've been gone for 2 years. What happened?
All right, it's gonna be a little small, but we're just gonna do it. UI Goku.
Hi. Oh yeah, he is officially the most broken character again, it feels like.
Which I feel like he should be. What is even happening right now? Okay. What the fuck is this? Oh man. But again, like something I've learned from watching the FGC more closely the last couple of years is just like people have fun with broken fighters. You would think logic would dictate, hey, we want the most balanced because that gives people the an equal shot. But like, no, people love the most broken shit too.
Dude, the Marvel 2 tournament Evo was the tournament that had the crowd the most pumped. The broken shit is the most fun.
People will play that Sailor Moon game, in tournaments.
Like, I am hoping this is a main stage game this year just because I want to see the crowd's reaction to this exact shit you're watching in this video.
Oh, man. That would be great.
Also, comment on this. This update was made for us, not the people playing. This shit is so ass, but for us on Reddit watching, this is peak.
Exactly, right? It's going to suck for the people who are pro in this, but man, being in the crowd at EVO, this will be great.
God, what the fuck did they do to this game? It's basically Rainbow Edition at this point. God, I hate it. Yeah, I'm not a fan of either. It'd be great if we could roll back updates and play an older version. I would give anything to play Season 3 again, to go back before all the Mickey Mouse Club house got built. I missed the Snap meta. Give me my 18 mix. Yeah, so...
Amazing.
The community is very split. There are people like me who I'm not sure I can play this anymore, but this is so dope and fucked up.
So
and other people are like, yeah, I do think part of it is I think you can find the age, and not always, but I do feel like the age of someone of the FGC on their reaction to a clip like that.
Right. Yeah.
I think if they're older, their response is, yeah.
People have been exposed to the highs and lows of fighting games.
Yeah, like this isn't even that bad. Did you watch those Marvel 2 top 8s?
Right. Yeah, exactly. No. Yeah, anyone who has experience with Marvel 2, is looking at this and having a blast. Dumb.
Yeah. So,
Right.
Anyway, but yeah, and that's been it. What about you? I know yesterday night you told me you played some of the Pokemans.
I did play some of the Pokemans, so we might as well. I actually have it booted up here.
Okay.
It's Pokemon. You remember Pokemon?
I do remember Pokemon. Okay, let me see your team. Okay.
So, okay, this is all I got right now. Look, this is beginning. I don't have very much going on.
You went with the Chikorita.
I did. Chikorita. So I went with Totodile way back when Silver first came out, and that was fine.
Same. You're a man of culture. Good.
Yeah, I think Gen 2 has the strongest parity of good starters, with Gen 1 just behind it.
I think Gen 1, 2, and 3 are all rock solid. I think those are all the 3.
Three's pretty good. 4 really drops off for me.
I agree, but 3 does have my favorite starter and evolution.
Okay, that's fair enough.
My fighting chicken, fire chicken.
No, that is a good selection. 4 drops off. 5 was not good either. I don't think starters ever got as good, as a whole, the top 3. I don't think they ever got as good as the first 3 gens. Again, to be honest. And I say that as some of my favorites being, I think it was X and Y that had, was it X and Y that had Litten? That turned into Incineroar?
No,
or was
that's Sun and Moon.
Oh, Sun and Moon. Okay, so that's a good one. And then I'm a big fan of I forget the name of the first evolution, but it evolves into Meowscarada, which is the Scarlet and Violet grass starter.
Yeah.
Real big fan of them. But anyway, so this generation, I really like Chikorita, especially Meganium. Just I like them, and I like all the evolved starters of this generation, and they didn't. For some reason, for this game, they went to Gen 2 starters, and for their fire, they went to Gen 5.
It was the allegations, man.
Was the allegations?
It was allegations.
It's true. Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So that made my choice a little easier. I was like, oh, let's try something new. So that's what I did. The Bunnelby I have just because it's the one that can use Rock Smash. It's currently my HM slave, essentially. So that's that. Ralt is a gift you get. And I was like, yeah, sure. All right. And then Esper. I like Esper. Esper's with his vacant ass, like Invader Zim Gur stare. I don't know. Just like, I like it. Pikachu is self-explanatory. I don't need to explain this to anyone.
Yeah, man, when I saw the Raichu, I was like, fuck, I gotta play this game.
Yeah.
the Raichu.
Right? And then Ghastly Haunter is one of my favorites from Gen 1. I love Haunter. I may experiment with just leveling a Haunter and never evolving it into Gengar just to see how it goes.
See, Gengar is probably my second or third favorite Pokemon.
Gengar is one of the best out there.
Yep.
So I'm actually stuck where I'm at right now. I have been battling against this person trying to get into level X, because you have to go up the ranks. That's the whole point of the game, is you're leveling up from level Z, all the rank Z to rank A. And I believe what the story is leading towards is like, we need defenders of Lumio City. Bad stuff is happening. But our character does not know that yet. So sun is setting soon. Everyone be on guard. And
why? What happened when the sun sets?
So right now we're just running around. This is just normal city stuff happening right here. Everyone's hanging out. Everyone has their Pokemon. Just kind of, they're chilling. Also, you notice this is a nice smooth 60. Like, compared to my Scarlet Violet experience, this is fine. Here's a go.
Yeah, no, that's nice.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they really did a good job up-resing this PS2 game.
Exactly. Yeah. I like when you walk up to people, like trainers and Pokemon will be, just talking with each other or just hanging out with each other, and then you get close and they like look at you like, do you fucking mind? What is your problem? Why are you sorry? All right, I'll leave. Okay.
Just like, yeah, dude, we don't know you.
We don't know you. What are you doing out here? Get away. So yeah, I don't know. So what happens is at night, then you have to build up battle tickets, which you do by battling people in these zones that are meant for battling that do not exist in the day. And once you get all that and you get your ticket, that ticket is used to battle the person you are assigned to battle to potentially rank up to the next rank. So,
got it.
Yeah, we'll see that in a minute here. This is the map of Lumio City. Or running around. Something I've noticed, because my favorite Pokemon is Absol. Absol is featured prominently in this game. What I've found so far, what it seems, is Pokemon will not show up on the map until you reach a certain point, until you reach a certain level, or defeat a certain rank. And so I have no access to Absol I went to a building that said, I found Absol here. And I went, and it was like Area 10. And the furthest I've gotten is like 5. Wild Zone 5. So, yeah. Might as well enter a Wild Zone right now while we're messing around.
Go catch some Pokemon.
Go catch some Pokemons. I can fast travel to Wild Zones, which is nice. So let's just go do that.
Oh, that is nice. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
There's also taxis. If you were to want to be in-universe fast traveling, you can use taxis.
Oh, well.
Yeah. All right, so there's just stuff hanging out. All right, there's a Bunnelby. We're going to sneak up on him. You get advantage if you attack a Pokemon from stealth. And then I'm so overpowered that I just destroy them. When you deplete their life, they're dizzy for a second, and you could throw a Pokeball at them.
Well, there you go. All right.
Yeah. We are now transitioning to night, and the battle zone is being drawn. And
welcome to the Thunderdome.
I mean, yeah. Oh God, Bellsprout are hanging out. All right, I don't want to deal with that. I've caught a few Bellsprout. I don't want to get drawn into any more battles.
A Bellsprout.
A lot of them will come up to you. It's just like the recent Pokemon games. They're here to to fight, man.
All right. Fair enough.
I don't know. So let's get into a battle here because this is kind of the one big thing I want to talk about with Pokemon. It's the one thing that, oh, I got slain. They will look for you, man. And then, all right, now we're in. Shit, let's go.
Well, I mean, you got a type advantage here.
I have a type advantage, so that's good. All right, we didn't get into an animation, so another one's coming out.
Oh, you wrecked her.
Yeah, so all right, so there's some shots. All right, run. All right. Oh, the bush blocked it. So that's a big thing, is obstacles. You can keep throwing stuff at me. Oh, here we go. They're coming around. All right. And oh crap! It's like Pokemon Go in that like.
Oh.
So there's there's no PP. It's not like you get 30 uses. Instead, you have like cooldowns for each of the attacks, and it's something to keep in mind.
I hate that this makes me want to play this.
No, get back over here. Get back over here. Come on. Yeah, avoid that string shot. Oh shit! It went through the bush.
This actually looks fucking cool, and I hate it.
It's interesting. It's something that as time goes on, I want to try like bigger battles and see how it goes. Hey, all right.
No, let me know when you get to like the for realsies Pokemon, like Dragonite and shit, how this goes, because bro, what?
Yeah, that's kind of the big thing going on here. Oh, you're poisoned. Satchel. Yeah, there's not much to really talk about as far as it's a Pokemon game, man.
So what's like the progression? Like you just like, get all the way. Like, do you just beat certain people to get to rank A? Does anyone know what happens when you have to after A?
I mean, I'm sure there are. I haven't looked into it myself. Oh god. Oh crap! I got drawn in. I saw the items that I ran in. It was like, all right, no, we're fighting now.
What's he got? Oh, bug.
So I don't know what happens after A. I've been trying to just experience this blind. Kakuna?
Oh, fair enough.
And
man, I don't know.
You can run around with your Pokemon and have a good time. I'm gonna switch over to Pikachu. I see a flying Pokemon.
How does this control? Like, do you just run around and then it follows you? Or
so you lock on. You lock on with your ZL, and and so it's important if you're ZLing and you're attacking, your Pokemon will be concentrating on attacking the Pokemon. So I have found, and I don't know for sure this is how things go, but like I've found that releasing ZL, not targeting the Pokemon, will make the Pokemon run back to you. And so that becomes important when you're trying to get your Pokemon to go somewhere else. Oh, fun, a neat little quality of life thing is I can throw a Pokeball out and I lose that Pokeball. And there's a guy hanging out outside of Pokemon centers being like, hey, I collect Pokeballs as my hobby that people threw and didn't catch anything. So here you go.
Nice, selling them. He's scrapping them.
So yeah, exactly. I think the ones that end up grabbing Pokemon and then the Pokemon break out of, I don't think you get those back. But the ones that like you just miss, they'll give it back to you.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice little quality of life.
All right, so Bunnelby, I need you to get rid of these rocks. All right, there you go. And then you got to wait for it to go back up. Come on. Okay. And yeah, and then like I say, so the one other thing I want to do. We're gonna get out of here. I already have the ticket I need. So let's see. Let's take a look around here. You got shops. There's plenty of clothing items that you can get. I've been saving money to try and get some of those neat items. There's Magikarp hanging out in the water here.
How's the character customization? Because I was kind of disappointed by that in Scarlet and Violet. Like I was kind of bummed that I had very limited options in Scarlet and Violet.
It was largely, it's here's the haircuts, here's some hair colors and eye colors, and I don't know, it's not very much, to be honned. See if I can find a store here. It's enough that I'm not bothered by it. But some other people may be looking for more. Here's a spot. Let's go ahead and head that way. Oh, I can fast travel to that Pokemon Center. So we can mess around, look at the store. There's a haircut place. Oh, that's right, lost Pokeballs. Thank you for that. And I don't know. The first couple hours of this game, I think I told you last night, but let's do it for the podcast here. It's Pokemon again. Here's these people that are talking with you and explaining the concept of Pokemon and Pokeballs, and we're gonna do it all again. And you're gonna do a battle, and wow, you're a natural. You're really good at this. Oh, thank you. Very nice. And you get your small crew of people. You don't really have a proper rival. They're your friend, and they're traveling with you, and that's fine. Like, X and Y was doing that.
And I want my rival to be a dick.
Bring back the dicks. We don't have dicks anymore.
Smell you later.
An interesting thing so far that I'm seeing that I'm really curious about is that a storyline here is, hey, the mayor, the local government here, has been establishing these wild zones, and the idea is to have these established places where Pokemon and people are living in harmony. The interesting thing being that people and Pokemon already live in harmony. They're walking around right now. What's interesting is that they're trying to make it so that wild Pokemon and people live in harmony. And it's an interesting choice, especially considering that one of the places they make a wild zone is a goddamn graveyard. So if you want to go, hey, I want to go remember my loved one. Yeah, fuck you. There's 5 Ghastly coming for your ass. Like, all right, well, this is a problem. And so you have some people being like, this is stupid. Why would you do this? And then you have other people, a faction that I'm sure we will get to know a little more about later, is like, no, we should make the entire city a wild zone. What are you thinking? If you want to talk about living side by side with Pokemon, you've got to go all the way. Why are we confining them to these zones? And
I hate that my mind, like, how are the taxes paying for this?
No, that's where I'm at. No, that's world. Look, I mean, it's the same way they've been having Pokemon centers that heal Pokemon for free. I'm assuming that it's European. There's a certain base level of taxes that are getting paid for basic healthcare for people and Pokemon, and I imagine that goes for these services as well.
Okay. Fair enough.
But that's the thing. So, okay, this game is like the mayor, the local governance is a central plot point in this, and that makes me so curious. I know they're not going to, but I want them to be like, all right, here's what it's like. Here's the nitty gritty of taxes. What are you doing to make this work? I want to know.
Is living in a city using a progressive tax or flat tax?
Yeah, exactly. Yes. I want to know.
Is that how that works?
I just
what does the mayor of Lumio City feel about Israel?
Can I get a statement for or against? Yeah. So we'll see as time goes on what's going on, because we got at least one faction that's like, we gotta make people, we gotta live with wild Pokemon in the cities. And I'm expecting that to be like, I don't know,
we gotta bring the nature into the city.
And see, I know it's not gonna happen, but this is the perfect time to bring N back. N comes in towards the end, and it's like, there's a middle ground. And just, that'd be a smart option. So yeah, I don't know. There are these places that have like 8 different stores. This is kind of dumb. This feels like having a lobby in your fighting game, and you need to walk around to go get to what were essentially menu items. It's like, here's a store area that has like 50 items, but each of them has like 8. So you got to walk around and shop for each of them, because that's how shops work. And it's like, I get it, but for my video game, I don't know. If I'm immersing myself in the Pokemon world, which, to be honest, that's the exact reason why I bought the stupid game, despite knowing how it was going to be, is I like being in the Pokemon world. Yeah.
I love the Pokemon brain rot.
I love it. I'm in it. I'm in it fully. I accept it.
I'm a big fan.
So you got your hairstyles. You can get different bangs depending on your hairstyle. So there's a little bit of customization there. Then you got your different hair colors. It's fine. Not very many, but I don't know. You get close enough. color blocking, so you can create different colors within your haircut.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
That's neat.
All right.
Balayage? It's a gradient. You can do gradient as well. Which I think is really cool. So, yeah. How much is a haircut? I think it's 3,000.
Okay.
3 eyebrow shapes, whatever. Eyebrow color, same colors, and that's the extent of your. And then there's skin color, which you don't get to change once you jump in. But
once you do it,
I want to say you
don't get to commit blackface in the Pokemon game.
No, you do not. I wonder why. Yeah, and then I've been running into there's these shards happening over here, mega shards, and I assume they will come into play when I start getting a Pokemon that is capable of mega evolution, but I haven't so far. So yeah, your Nurse Joys are here.
I mean, this seems cool. This seems like a step in the right direction.
They're doing something different with the battle aspect of Pokemon in a mainline adjacent game.
That was the part of it where I was like, oh, fuck, this actually does look cool, the battle part.
Yeah.
So...
And I think there's a way to be like, yeah, when it gets bigger, when you get bigger Pokemon in, like... I think this all takes place in Lumio City, but if you can get some areas with, like, obstacle courses... like the way they used to do with like in Pokemon anime, like here's just a bunch of rocks and you got to run around and like rocks can be destroyed by certain moves or something like that. That would be sick. But yeah. And then there's side quests. A member of Team Blair, I think, is doing some research stuff and you get to know them and you do research for them. And the reward for getting a certain amount of experience points through these side quests is access to moves. They'll give you like Thunder Fang and Ice Fang, and so that's a way. I
mean, that's cool.
Yeah, gives you something else to do to vary it up, while also giving you the incentive of access to more moves to teach your Pokemon. So,
okay,
yeah, that's kind of it. Got to be honest with you. This Vivian has kicked my ass 3 times because it has light screen and draining kiss. So it will block attacks and then will drain HP from you. So I've been grinding, trying to get my Pokemon to a decent level. There's also climbing on rooftops. There are Pokemon on the rooftops. So like Skate, Pokemon also felt the need to go vertical. So that's what we're doing now.
Well,
what the? How am I supposed to? All right.
Path 4, hardcore path 4.
That's the thing. They don't let you jump. They give you your Dark Souls dodge roll because Pokemon are gonna come after you in these graveyards while you're paying homage to your fallen family member. You got to be able to dodge, but you do get hurt. I have not gotten hurt enough to faint myself yet, but it can happen.
I think that's all really cool, actually.
It's different, They're doing something different and interesting on its own, and it's happening in Lumio City, which is probably the most celebrated city in Pokemon for a while now. After these last few generations, like this was a high point in recent quote unquote recent years for Pokemon.
You mean 12 years ago?
Yep. Then I also will say I really like the music in this game. It's not mind-blowing, but it's like I'm having a pleasant time. I enjoy having this music play while I do stuff.
All right, well, fair enough.
Yeah.
So
is it worth the money? Do you like Pokemon? That's what I'll say.
What if I used to like Pokemon, but now I'm still kind of just pissed off and disappointed all the time?
I don't know if it's going to help you. It's if you want a game where you're running around with your favorite Pokemon doing Pokemon stuff, I suppose this can work.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not buy it at full price. But also it's a Pokemon game. I don't know when they're gonna drop a price on this, so it's just How long can you
Probably
hold
in
out?
like 2 years. Yeah, like at this point, I think I'd rather just play Digimon Storytime Stranger.
Exactly. I think Digimon, that game has been getting a lot of good press. So if you're looking for something, oh god, it's the garbage Pokemon.
See what Pokemon needs is like a Pokemon that's T-Rex, but with a rocket launcher on its chest.
See, they only went halfway with that. They need to do both.
You know,
for sure. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the Digimon's been getting the better press. So if you're not specific to Pokemon, Digimon seems like the way to go if you're going to pay for a full price one of these. Otherwise, if you have Pokemon brain rot, I would suggest watching someone play it online for an hour and see if something changes within you, because that's what happened to me.
This is the most sold I've been on a Pokemon game in a very long time, at least.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm still not. I'm not like convinced yet. So
right.
Anyway.
Yeah. So that's that.
Anyway.
All right. So I think that's a show.
I think that is a show.
We had a good time here. And yeah, be sure to check us out on your favorite podcast app. We're probably there. On YouTube. We're definitely on YouTube. So
yes.
We got videos coming up. And and then we're on social media if you want to reach out to us there. And we have a Discord. That's where we're hanging out and talking video games and everything else. If you want to talk with us about video games, be the way to do it. So
yeah, come join the Discord. Join the family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. We're getting out of here. We're gonna go play video games.
Love you.
Bye.
Yes.